A terrifying event shattered Marcus's world, trapping him in fear within his own apartment. Witness his struggle to break free from the grip of trauma after witnessing violence. Can a false fire alarm become the unexpected catalyst he needs to confront his anxiety and rediscover the world outside his window? Watch now and learn how, even in the darkest times, finding connection can ignite hope and reclaim your life. Marcus sat by the window of his fourth-floor apartment, staring out at the blurred glitter of the city. The sounds of honking cars, chattering people, and distant sirens echoed in his ears, each noise a reminder of the terrible night a month ago. He was trapped, each memory a painful echo. He used to find comfort in lines, shapes, and colours, but now his world had shrunk dramatically. The violent mugging replayed endlessly in his mind, the shout, the knife, the cries. Fear had twisted itself into every quiet moment. His apartment, once a refuge, now felt like a cage. He stopped going out after dark, ordering all his food online, doing every piece of work remotely. He told himself he was controlling his fear by isolating. But as the days passed, the walls seemed to lean closer and shadows grew heavier. Every unexpected noise tightened his chest. A car backfiring sent a jolt running through him. He wished he could turn his senses off, but the city's sounds kept seeping in like unwelcome reminders. Each noise was a trigger, each moment a fresh wave of fear. One night, as calm settled over the room, suddenly a piercing wail shattered the quiet. The building's fire alarm blared through the air. Marcus froze. His mind raced. The sound cut through everything. He wanted to cover his ears, to close his eyes and disappear into darkness, but this alarm demanded he respond. He stumbled from his chair, heart pounding erratically. Panic bubbled up, thick and sudden, gripping his throat. The blinders of isolation broke as the flood of residents started moving toward the stairs. Neighbours rushing out in pyjamas, clutching phones and pets. An elderly woman stood in a purple bathrobe, eyes wide but steady. A young couple held hands, reassurances. A man, yawning through the chaos, looked as ordinary as ever. For the first time in weeks, Marcus felt the pulse of the shared world around him. Not as something terrifying, but as something real. They were people, not shadows or threats. The strangers carried no violence, only the quiet alarm of an unexpected event. Downstairs, the cold night air hit him sharply. He felt raw, exposed, and unprotected in a way that terrified him. But the openness washed over him too. The streets weren't menacing. They were alive. The city wasn't something to hide from. It was part of life's unpredictable flow. He began to feel something other than fear. After a few minutes, the building manager's voice explained the alarm was false, no fire, just a system glitch. Residents whispered thankful breaths into the night. Marcus climbed the stairs, each step feeling heavier and yet strangely lighter. He was exhausted, but something had changed. Back in his apartment, he stood by the window, breathing deeply. The air felt different, cleaner. Something inside him had shifted. The fear that had boxed him in loosened a fraction. He realised that isolating himself wasn't protecting him, it was feeding his anxiety, trapping him alongside the memories he dreaded. He understood that to heal, he would need to be free. Hesitating, he reached out and pulled aside the blinds. The city's glow spilled in. Nighttime no longer felt like a shadow to fear. It was part of the world he could face again. He began to breathe easier. That night, Marcus made a quiet promise to himself to step beyond these four walls, to reclaim life bit by bit. He felt hope for the first time in weeks. Fear might not disappear overnight, but he wouldn't fight it alone, locked away. He would find help. The next day, Marcus walked to the corner store. The sun was warm on his face, a gentle reminder that the world continued even when he had stopped participating. He bought a coffee and a pastry, and for a moment, he felt a connection to the everyday rhythm of life. The fear was still there, but it was quieter now. He began to take small steps each day. A walk in the park, a visit with a friend. Each step was a victory over the shadows. His world began to expand again, filled with colours, sounds and connections. The fear didn't vanish, but it lost its power. He was learning to live with the memory, not be defined by it. He was becoming himself again, stronger and more resilient. Sometimes opening the blinds is the first step towards seeing the world and yourself more clearly again. Marcus embraced the light.